Over the last 4 years, Kitchener and Ward 7 have seen prosperous growth and significant investments in infrastructure, resulting in a better quality of life for all Kitchener residents. Investments in parks, trails, cycling, safer streets, investments in our environment, committing to greenhouse gas reductions, to supporting our community during the lockdown. Investments in promoting job growth and economic development by supporting our secondary school institutions and creating incubator space. Investments in affordable housing and creating a community inclusive for all. Support an ever-changing community, consistency with a proven track record, and experience matter more than ever. I want to continue to invest in our success that I helped build in the areas I just mentioned to keep Kitchener vibrant in a post-pandemic world. That is why I am running, and I respectfully ask for your support.
Hello, my name is Colin Malley, and I am running for Ward 7 Council in Kitchener because back in 2020, we had an issue with the City of Kitchener. I went out and I got a whole bunch of petitions, 300. The city was actually inundated with emails from the constituents of Ward 7. However, we didn't have the help of our ward councillor at the time. And because of that, it passed anyways. We had meetings, we had everything to try and help the people, and it just wasn't there. And I would like to be there for the citizens of Ward 7 and the citizens of Kitchener so that we are able to create a better community. When someone needs help, that I'm there to help them. When someone needs support, I'm there to support them. Thank you.
I was born and raised in Ward 7. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a neighbor, and I'm a friend to many people in our community. I'm proud to say that in each of these areas, I live my life with intention. I'm always family first. The pandemic was a horrible time, and yet an amazing opportunity to take stock of what truly matters. For me, this was about deep self-reflection. Who am I in my 50s? What have I accomplished? How am I living my life? What examples am I setting for my children? And most importantly, what am I giving back? That led me to volunteer work at the food bank. There, I truly saw my community. I saw those members who need support, who need all of our help. I was in awe to be among volunteers who give up so much of their time and energy to help other residents. I knew then that the best way for me to give back to my community was to use my experience and skill set and run for City Council.
That's another great question. First of all, every issue is important in my heart, but the number one issue that I hear as a member of council on a day-to-day basis is traffic. So how do we keep our residents safe? I would like to continue to invest in passive traffic calming measures, like the ones that you see in the middle of the room, and they come with the 40-kilometer signs. They're very durable and they're proven to be very effective. The city as well, we've just reduced our overall speed limits from 50 kilometers to 40 kilometers. And this is still being rolled out. And it will condition drivers to learn to slow down. And in addition, we've also implemented 30-kilometer school zones that are in collaboration with our regional partners that have installed speed cameras around school zones. So that's one focus. Another focus is on our reconstruction of old roads and in the lens of complete streets and all users and Vision Zero strategy. And when possible, have police patrol. All these tools combined, and with newer tools in education, that's our key to commerce.
When I have been walking around and canvassing all the people in my neighborhood, there have been several key issues. Homelessness is obviously a key issue, as well as the storm drain that's going to be built in Meadow Lanes. We also have West Heights storm drain that needs to be cleaned out, and it was looked at in 2015, and it hasn't been done yet. Most people are not happy with the 30 zone on West Heights, with the speed camera there, making it even more difficult for people to drive. I feel that we need to take a look at these issues. There's also people are feeling when they cross Iron Needles, it's difficult. It's a regional road, but I would definitely lobby to try and get a crosswalk or light that actually says that there's a pedestrian in the crosswalk. There's also people that are unhappy with having buildings being built in their backyard, which is a problem. So I would like to help all those issues that we have, as well as affordable housing, which we'll get to later.
Ward 7 is a great place to live, work, and play. Can we make it better? Of course we can. I've talked with our residents. They want to engage. They want to be heard, and they deserve answers. People have shared many of their stories with me, from traffic issues to green space upkeep. One particular area of concern is West Heights Pond, which has been mishandled for decades. The pond is a necessary and vibrant wildlife habitat, home to many different species of plants and animals. It should be at the same standard as the other water areas in our region. Our green spaces are not museum pieces. They need our care and attention in order to flourish. Because we have a growing population, our parks and facilities need to grow as well. More programs, more activities, both free and paid, must be accessible to more people.
I want to start off by stating that we are in a housing crisis. Growth the housing continues. And all growth should be within the defined urban boundary countryside line that is established. We need to approve projects faster and as many as possible, but to do our best to maintain the character and sustainability. We also need to ask out of our private sector to include more affordable housing in the well. The best way to grow in our community is to continue by supporting duplexes and tertiary units like the tiny homes in our backyards. It is the gentlest form of intensification and has the least disruption to neighborhoods. The highest densities should be located along our major transit routes and major stations, providing a 15-minute walkable community to all of your needs of work, live, and play.
So I actually have an idea where the city becomes a developer. What the city does is the city buys land and it then creates apartment buildings for families. With that, we're able to create a profitable model where people get a lovely place to live and say they normally couldn't afford, because in my neighborhood, houses are renting for about $3,000 a month, which is not affordable for most people. So what I feel is that if the city is able to create a for-profit organization just like the utilities, and then create apartment buildings for families to be able to live in, I think that that would really help the community out. And I think that would be great for people.
I like the direction that the city's heading with intensification. Kitchener is expected to grow by 140,000 residents in the next 30 years. To grow sustainably, staff has suggested developing neighborhoods where people can live, eat, work, learn, and play, all within a 15-minute radius. The closer we are to the services we use, the smaller our carbon footprint is. Families living in a 15-minute neighborhood could go down to paying for one automobile instead of two. This change will encourage more use of Kitchener's fantastic cycling paths. They're a great way to get around and see interesting parts of the city that you just might miss in a car. The environment needs to be a priority in every decision that council makes. We need to utilize our urban land to the fullest. When we redevelop at higher density, we save on land costs, we save on development costs, and as a city, we need to live within our financial means.
Homelessness, it's a difficult and sad seeing individuals suffering. I feel the city of Kitchener has punched above its weight in regards to this issue. The city took on an active role in leading and supporting a better tent city. The city invested in a 40 beds women's shelter and has financially supported One Roof's move to new location. And the city's not just done there yet. Unfortunately, the city of Kitchener doesn't have the capacity to deal with this. The city doesn't receive funding for this or have the staff to deal with the homelessness. So this is where I feel the region's expertise is part of your jurisdiction. Take the lead on this, but in collaboration with the city. And this is another issue that I see that's just not a Kitchener problem. It is a Canadian problem. And so we need to work with all levels of government.
We are very fortunate to have a little tent city, a better little tent city in the city of Kitchener, which is a great role model for us. It is sustainable, it is affordable, and it provides a safe housing for people who are homeless. I feel that we need to have supports in place for people who have difficulties managing mental health issues, addiction, so that when they need help, the support is there for them. I also need to make sure, we need to make sure as the City of Kitchener that we're taking care of the most vulnerable. Because if we don't, that really reflects on us as a society and us as the City of Kitchener. We have the resources to do this, but like I said, we need to get people who are able to help the people who need the most amount of help.
People need faster access to affordable housing. While this primarily falls on higher levels of government, I ask myself, how can a city councillor contribute? Like anyone in this role, I will work with all levels of government, but to me, it means working diligently with city staff and council to explore fresh and innovative ideas. For example, do we have vacant city land that can be used for development? Have we truly done all we can to incentivize our developers to build affordable housing? Can we speed up and cut the red tape that stifles progress, such as permits and zoning issues? I will be persistent with questions like this. There is no quick fix, yet we are a barn-raising community. When you fall down, it's the community that helps build you back up.
To start off, I've been doing the job for the last 12 years, and many of the decisions that we made at my council achieved numerous and national awards during that time, many of our programs and initiatives. In addition, I've sat and chaired on numerous committees and boards. I have lived in the ward for 50 plus years. I have a financial background as a retirement planner. More importantly, I've been able to work collaboratively with my colleagues on council to get things done. In addition, I work well with all levels of government, no matter what political party they represent, to ensure our city gets the support they need.
I am very fortunate to have several careers. I was a teacher and I was also an engineer. So as an engineer, I come to the table with the ability to problem solve and to look at the ideas with a critical and also a different lens. So it allows me to think outside the box and allows me to solve those problems. As a teacher, I work with other students, with parents, with other community members to try and solve problems so that everyone is able to be and learn the best that they can. I also listen. I've been going from door to door listening to all of the issues in our neighborhood, and I feel that when people hear what the issues are, people are more likely to solve the problems, and that's all I want to do. I just want to solve the problems and help the people of Kitchener and the people in Ward 7. Thank you so much for your time. And once again, my name is Colin Malley.
I am committed to this community. Waterloo Region is at a crossroads. There is economic uncertainty. We're piecing our lives back together after a global emergency. And we're set to have tremendous change on regional council this year. Kitchener needs strong, optimistic, and compassionate leadership for its future. I want to engage with all residents and listen to what matters to you. Your opinions are important information. This is your city. I'm excited by the opportunity of this challenge. My life has started to slow down in my 50s. My kids are independent, and I have the time and energy to work for the people in this community. I want to show my kids that it's always important to do more, to work harder, and to live with intention. I'm committed to our community. I will be visible and available to you.